Hello, hope everyone's doing well, and welcome back to Warship Wednesday. Today, we're covering Felix Schultz, the Iron Blood Destroyer added in with PR6. Obviously, as she's a wargaming creation, she did not actually exist, but she has some thoroughly decent basis for her creation. She was a modification upgrade of the type 1936A destroyers, so this is the same class that Z-23 is. The Wikipedia page says it's also known as the Z-23 class. So yeah, it's an upgrade version of Z-23. As for her name, her origins of her name, if they were following the conventions of the time when she theoretically would have been built, she wouldn't have gotten a actual name like Felix Schultz. It would have been Z something. Likely, what did I put down? Z40 or above, because that's where the last one I could find was Z39. So the Germans stopped giving their destroyers names and just started calling them Z whatever. But as for her name, she was given in World of Warships and now Azur Lane. The only candidate I could find was a World War I torpedo boat captain, which makes sense because a lot of the naming convention was, hey, let's honor our former heroes, our captains, our commanders, our generals of World War I, you know, of the greatness that we once had, and we'll honor them by naming ships after them. Of course, they stopped doing this, but so likely she named after Max Conrad Felix Schultz. As I said, was a torpedo boat captain, killed just north of Belgium, in the water, obviously. And if this is the case, and if this is correct, then she would share a namesake with another destroyer. This would be Z3, who is named Max Schultz after this individual. So potentially, you know, you could have two different ships named after the same person. Potentially. Because she is a variation of the type 136A destroyers, they can use light cruiser guns. So this is why she gets that special gun in PR6, and she can equip all the cruiser guns. I don't have any cruiser guns on her right now, so I'm just waiting for that the other one to show up. You can see light cruiser guns. Sorry, be specific. But once I get that other one, I'll definitely throw it on her. There she is. As for her design, I was wondering why she had this specific flower beneath her. This is most commonly found in like Asia, and I couldn't find anything. No reasoning. But she's a very interesting design with this flower choice. I thought she would have some more hints that she's a collaboration between Sakura Empire and Ironblood, but I haven't found anything in her voice lines, in her skills that would suggest that. Kearsarge was pretty obvious that she was a combination with her skills and a couple of her voice lines, but with Felix Schultz, I've not really seeing it. It's interesting she has this, like, cross thing above her head that she has her arms in, like a really bizarre pair of handcuffs. And then her heels are like, not even the heel part, just the part where the ball of your foot would, you know, apply pressure is like 3 feet long. It's almost as big as her legs. That's kind of crazy. And yeah, her skills mostly just have to do with preying on the weak. So let's just go over real quick and look at her design. Well, not her design specifically, but the design of she was based off of. So it says Narvik class. The Allies often called them the Narvik class because this is where they found them, was in Narvik. It says up to 43, so maybe it wouldn't be 40 for what she could be. But here she is, got her guns. She's got the single mount, the single barrels. And I believe that she could have had a slightly bigger one. Go over to the World of Warships picture. We'll go over to the in-game view, get a better look-see. But for now, take a look. Yep, those are the twins. These are much bigger guns than we saw in that previous picture. So yeah, I believe that's all I have for this segment. But we will go over to World of Warships and take a look at the 3D model. See you there. Alright, so here we are in World of Warships. Oh, it's going idle mode, so it's switching things around me. Looking at Felix Schultz in all her 3D glory. You can see she has those big cruiser guns. That's her main battery, the 150mm. She's got 3 of those in twin mount formation. You can see she has the quadruple mount torpedoes. She's got 2 of those. And she also has the new anti-air gun we added in PR6. So this will be the 55mm Geralt 58. And what's really noticeable, like distinguishing about these ones, is that their shield they have on them. It's a lot of coverage for the gunner to keep them safe from being shot at, as opposed to these guys back here, which are not well covered. Yeah, so here she is. Do a look around. Can't peek under the water too much. Closer, a little bit. Color. And what's different from her class's design from earlier Z class, like Z1, its comparison, is you see how her bow is a little bit sloped. It's got a bit of a curve to it. With Z1 and the earlier Z class, they all had more of a sharp angle down. And so this design is called a clipper bow. And it's more of a traditional type of bow that ships use. So it cuts the water a bit better. A little nicer angle. And then with this way, I don't know if this is true or not. I am not a boat expert. I imagine you can kind of like pull in a little bit closer, have your bow to the dock. If it's like a lower dock. Speaking from my experience on a fishing boat, a smaller boat, then you kind of hop off, tie it off, and swing its ass around. But probably not the case with a very, very large boat. So yeah, this is Felix Schultz. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it informative. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.